All right, we just watched The Phantom of the Opera 2, The Search for More Money.
No.
All right, okay. We watched Relationship Toxicity, the musical.
Nope.
We watched Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera.
I mean, yes, but no.
We watched Tim Burton's Phantom of the Opera.
Nah.
All right, fine. We watched Love Never Dies.
We saw it live at the Paramount Theater in downtown Seattle
Yes, we did.
with the touring cast.
Yep.
Which I love the stylist. The
stylings.
The stylings of the show. I love the music.
Yeah.
Basically everything but the base concept of the show. I love.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with most of that. I think that, especially the set was very impressive. The set and the staging, very good, and the actors do what they can. But oh man, this show should have a Mr. Yuck sticker on the fucking program, because, all right, a little bit of background first of all. We've tried to do Phantom twice already. The first time we got a bit too drunk and it didn't work. The second time there were recording issues and that didn't work either. Hopefully this one will go through. It'd be bad if it didn't. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this is the sequel to Phantom of the Opera.
That nobody asked
for. That it seems pretty clear to me Andrew Lloyd Webber didn't really want to do. And that, like, I seem to remember that, like, I saw something about Michael Crawford thinking that it's just a really bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. It really is. It's based on a book, which I haven't read it. I don't really know much about it.
I didn't find out it was based on a book until today.
Yeah, because it's not based on... Like, the title of the book is The Phantom of Manhattan, which is fine, I guess. And
the book itself is a sequel to Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, and it written like 100 and some years later.
Yeah, it was written in 99.
Yeah, so actually a little bit under 100 years, but whatever. And the play itself takes place 10 years after the original. Now, the original took place in, I think...
1881.
1881. So naturally the sequel takes place 10 years later in 1907.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the level of care and attention to detail that goes into every facet of this play's writing. My favorite part, though, is this is something that we even talked about at the show, that in 1907, the rubes of Manhattan are fucking flabbergasted by a horseless carriage that runs on steam. No, such a thing is beyond the dreams of having been invented over 100 years ago. The internal combustion engine was actually invented around the time of... Or, like, the internal combustion engine with gasoline was invented around the time of the first play. Like, 1881. Mm-hmm. So, no one should be fucking shocked by this. This is like me saying, oh, an electric car? What a strange invention. So, why is it set in 1907?
Because they needed the boom of Manhattan, like when opera houses were opening left and right, and someone would have enough money to entice Christine Daae to come to the States.
Yep. Christine Daae, that person. Okay, I've got a question for you. This is an odd thing.
Yes.
First of all.
Sorry.
Yeah. So this is an odd thing. Is Christine supposed to be a great singer in the first?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the very strong impression that she's kind of fine. Like, separate from whether the actress can sing, the actress playing Christine. But the fact, I got the impression she's fine. She's a fine singer and a pretty girl. And it's only because the Phantom pulls strings and manipulates people that she becomes a success.
Well, the thing is in the original you have Carlotta, who is the prima donna of the Opera Populaire.
Yeah.
And she has been for 18 seasons. So that's however many years that equates to, probably 18 years.
I don't know. I mean, in TV years, like a season equals a year, so...
Yeah. Anyway, and then all of a sudden she can't sing anymore and quits, and this girl is pulled out of the shadows from the chorus and is as good as Carlotta.
Okay, fair enough. But, I mean, can't sing because the Phantom did magic to her
Yeah.
or something. Which
Poisoned her throat spray is how they did it in the movie, but on the stage it's never explained.
Yeah, and let's be real. The Phantom's magic, right? Like, he's literally a wizard. There's things that he does that are impossible. Or at the very least, incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a savant genius.
Yeah, but I don't care how fucking smart you are, you cannot activate a clockwork toy at range.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, he fucking wills a clockwork toy to come to life and start playing his theme song. Like, unless he has, like, he invented the radio, significantly before its time. Mm-hmm. And used it to make toys? Mm-hmm. Which, considering that he took his vast and apparently incredible talents and decided to open a sideshow on Coney Island with it, I don't know. Guy's got weird priorities.
Yep.
Anyhow.
Assisted by Madame and Meg Giry.
Yes, which Meg Giry is like Christine's friend, and that's it in the original, right? Also?
Yeah. There's a spider web.
Oh, yeah. Christine's friend, and that's it. In this one, like, spoiler alert for Love Never Dies, by the way. We're going to spoil this show. Deal with it. If you don't want spoilers, go to the time code that I'm going to poorly dub in right here.
Alright, listen, I didn't think this through when I put this prompt in, so if you don't want spoilers, you should probably just stop listening, because there's spoilers just all the way through. I don't know, man, like 30 seconds before the end? Sure, fine.
Anyway, she's upgraded not just to, like, confidant of the Phantom, I guess, to also the main villain of the play?
Kind of, between her and Madame Giry, yeah.
Yeah, but Madame Giry, like, she kind of sits there making catty comments and doesn't do anything about it. Meg is the one who, like, kidnaps a child and threatens to kill him.
Yeah.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of us.
Okay, so let's book it through the plot real quick so
Yeah.
we can go back to it. So, play opens on Phantom at his organ, frustrated that he can't compose a song.
Play opens, the Phantom is frustrated with his organ.
Not like that, but probably.
Yes, like that. Exactly like that.
And then he sings Till I Hear You Sing, which is different. If you ever have listened to the London soundtrack, it's different.
Yeah.
And it's also different from the Australian Pro Shot. They rewrote a lot for the tour, which I like most of the changes.
Yeah.
There are still a couple things that I would have done that they didn't, but we'll get to those.
Yeah. But
So anyway, he sings Till I Hear You Sing, and then
basically like introduction to his circus.
his coterie.
Yeah, fair. His coterie, his circus, which is Phantasma, led by Mr. Y, which, fuck you. Mr. Y, just name him Mr. E. You want to name him Mr. E. You want to go that hacky fucking route. Lord. Andrew Lord Webber. And you were like, no. Everyone will think that it's corny if he's called Mr. E. Mr. Y. So you have to, like, read it. And then we'll put it on stage. Fuck you. Go on.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, and then after that, we're introduced to the three circus people. And then they kind of give us some overview, like we get to meet the entire circus, and there's a big not dance number, but choreographed
There's a choreographed number where they kind of show all of everything. And
introduce you to Coney Island. And then it's revealed that Christine Daae is coming to Manhattan
to sing for
Oscar Hammerstein the first.
The first. We looked this up. Not of Rodgers and Hammerstein.
His dad,
who was like an opera mogul, and he made cigars, so whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, that happens. They arrive from the boat, and then this mysterious horseless carriage appears to take them away after it mysteriously starts raining.
Yeah, no, it's the most hackneyed bullshit. Like, basically, they show up and it's like, all right, so Hammerstein's guy is going to meet us here. And he doesn't show up. And then fucking thunder strikes and the mysterious carriage appears.
And meanwhile, Christine and Raoul have a son named Gustav after her father.
Yes.
And he's very much just like, ooh, I'm going to go with these creepy people, and climbs in the carriage.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, sure, I guess.
And then And then cut to their hotel room.
Yeah, which implies to me that the Phantom like sent a carriage to take them to their hotel room.
In the original production, there was no Hammerstein.
Gotcha.
It was just Mr. Y, the impresario.
Gotcha. So they just introduced plot holes in order to make this work
Well,
at all.
because it was one of those, like, when I saw the original, I was just like, why, if you don't know who he is, are you going? Like, you probably know. Oh, spoiler, Phantom's not dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we covered that part.
So anyway, they're in there. A note comes. Raoul goes, "Oh, Mr. Hammerstein wants to meet me in the bar." After it's revealed, he's kind of an asshole and a drunk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he's an asshole and a drunk, but he's also a, like, kind of ribald, fight-happy alcoholic, which means he is a sterling turn-of-the-century Frenchman.
Mm-hmm. And so he runs off to meet this person, and then she has a beautiful song with their son Gustav.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's adorable. Like, he's, like, kind of curious, and she sings a song about how
love with your heart, not with your eyes.
So you should ignore people's abusive behavior towards you because they love you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then she sends him off to bed and says, "I'll be there in a minute." Cue Phantom busting through the balcony window.
Which, did he climb? Can he fly? Did he rappel down from a higher window?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway.
Here's a question. Does he ever actually enter through a non-secret door?
I don't think so.
I think just in his everyday life, he has a horrible fear of doors that everyone can see. So he only enters through secret doors.
No, he goes through her dressing room door.
That's true, but it
like
is his
he
door.
enters through the curtain and then leaves through the door,
which is very funny.
So anyway, he bursts through the balcony window,
and he's like,
and theme from the show is playing,
and then she faints because hey, that dead rapist that abducted me that one time is here.
And then he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
and runs over to her.
I would have had so much fucking respect for the show if she had fainted. He had gone, "Oh." And then just backed up onto the balcony and like closed the doors, and that was the end of the scene.
That would have been great.
That would have been amazing. Yeah.
As he rushes to her, picks her up, puts her into the chair, and she wakes up, and then they sing "Beneath a Moonless Sky,"
AKA a 10-minute dirge that could be fucking replaced with a title card saying, "Oh yeah, they banged once."
Yeah.
But instead goes into the number of orgasms they had.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like again and again and again, they say.
Yeah.
When is this supposed to have happened?
10 years ago, before he left Paris. Before she married Raoul.
But that's the thing. Like, was this after she...
This was after the opera. She found where he was hiding, up in Calais. And they couldn't see each other, but they knew it was each other, and they banged so many
Wouldn't
times.
Wouldn't it be funny if like they had accidentally just found the wrong people?
I mean,
like,
yes.
It was so dark. She just wound up sleeping with a random Frenchman, and he just wound up sleeping with a random person. Yep. And then 10 years later, they meet up and go, "Man, what a coincidence."
Yeah.
But okay, here's my question. I'm gonna pick this apart because this is fucking atrocious.
Yes.
First of all, why does this song keep ending? It keeps fucking ending. It resolves,
and then
just kind of starts again, and you're like, "Oh, okay, time to clap." No, okay, I guess we're doing this because Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote one good verse of a song and did it 5 times.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Beneath the Moonless Sky happens. I'm
not done. I have more on.
Well, let's finish the plot and then we'll come back.
No, it's time for my tight 5 on Beneath the Moonless Sky. Fucking, were they outside? Did they like find a field to bang in, or is it irrelevant that it was night?
It was dark. Like, they just say that in the song. They don't say where they banged.
But it's beneath a moonless sky. So presumably they could see the sky? Were they on a balcony?
Possibly.
Were they in a cave?
I mean, that's more likely.
Yeah, she found his cave.
Yeah.
Because he's a literal caveman. All right. That's... Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
let's
go.
Anyway, so after that song, she's very like... you left me. I was gonna swear my love to you, and he'd left her
for reasons completely unclear.
Yeah, and then they sing "Once Upon Another Time," which lyrically is one of my favorite songs. Like I love that one. I used it for auditions, and also just Ramin Karimloo and Sierra Boggess, who are in the original London production, just have amazing chemistry.
Yeah, and no, not to downplay this. The Phantom that they have, what's his name?
Bronson Norris Murphy.
Because fuck yeah.
He's actually the alternate Phantom.
Yeah, and the main
who was
Phantom's
on when we saw
name
it. Is Gardar Thor Cortez.
So apparently to play the Phantom in this specific touring production, you need to have a fucking badass name.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they have very good chemistry.
Yeah.
I think that they do a very good job.
Bronson Norris Murphy and Rachel Ann Moore were the couple we saw tonight.
And we met Rachel and Moore. And we met both of them, actually.
Yeah, we met both of them. I got a picture with Bronson at the stage door.
And they were both very nice.
Yes, they were. And very cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have wonderful chemistry. But if you get to listen to a soundtrack, you'll probably hear Ramin and Sierra. And it's a beautiful song. And that takes place, literally, there's no dialogue. It's just smash cut, they start singing Once Upon Another Time.
Yeah. And then they kind of, the things rotate. And then they're out on the balcony.
Yeah.
And then Gustav runs in. And I assumed that it was because, Mommy, I heard you singing about banging a guy. But no.
No, he runs in saying, I had a terrible dream. Hands grasping me, drowning me.
Yeah.
He was having a nightmare. She's just like, oh.
So naturally, to comfort him, the Phantom kind of gets real up close with his scary mask face, and then grabs him and Michael Jacksons him up on the balcony, like just grabs it and just puts him up on the balcony of this presumably high-rise building.
And meanwhile, Christine's just like, fuck, no,
like holding onto one of his legs, like I need to hang on to this kid so that if he fucking falls.
And the Phantom's just like, what do you want to see? I'll show you anything. And the kid's just like, oh, I'd love to see everything dark and creepy about this place. And he's just like, I'll show you tomorrow. Go to bed.
Yep. And then he's like, yeah, if you don't sing for me,
I'm gonna murder your kid.
I'm gonna murder your kid. Like, okay, Christine, I have a novel idea. Call the cops. Yeah. Call the cops. He is a multiple known murderer.
Yeah.
He abducted and stalked you. He's threatening to kill your child.
Yeah.
Call the cops.
So anyway, Gustav goes to bed, Phantom fucks off, and Raoul comes back.
Yeah. with sort of like... It would actually be a great twist if it turned out Raoul was the Phantom. Because he's like, for the first act, they're never on stage together.
Yeah, you don't see him on stage until Double Take the Hindmost.
Yeah. Have we seen Batman and Bruce Wayne in the same place?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, after that, go to next morning. Phantom has offered Christine double the money she was going to get from Hammerstein to sing for him.
Yeah.
She takes it.
Natch, because one night of work for, I'm going to go with 800 grams of gold. I don't know what they used in the turn of the century.
Anyway, and smash cut to next morning. They're backstage at Phantasma, and she runs into Meg, and they start the song "Dear Old Friend," and then Raoul and Madame Giry come on, and they also sing. And it's a
fun. It's almost like Cole Portery a little bit, where there's like a lot of interplay and
it's a little bit of friendship with a lot of go get fucked.
Yeah, and it's kind of great. I like this song a lot.
Yeah.
But then, like, it is revealed to Raoul, or as they continue to call him, Raoul, that the Phantom is the one that's behind all of this. He is Mr. Y. To which Raoul, for some reason, does not call the cops.
Yeah. So anyway, that happens. Meg is put off by this because she was supposed to be the headline act at the opening of Phantasma.
Because it turns out that Meg has been, like, at least in
sleeping with people and earning money to get this thing up off the ground,
and to another extent, like pining either professionally or personally or both for the Phantom.
Yeah,
like she's like her motivation is getting him to notice her. When will Phantom Senpai notice me? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "Hey, I brought in your best friend. She's gonna sing instead of you."
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that is revealed.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm rooting for Christine to dump Raoul and the Phantom, grab Meg and Gustav, and go off and
start their own theater
company just in time for first wave feminism, and just in time for Gustav to die horribly in World War I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that happens. Then Gustav is taken to see all the sights with Phantom. You get the song Beauty Underneath.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, There's a scene where basically Gustav hops up on a piano and like starts playing
The melody in his head.
yeah and which is the Phantom of the Opera.
The
Like,
theme, yes. Which is rewritten from London. That was not in London.
Fair enough. But then I'm like, okay, is that song like some sort of psychic parasite that's in both of them?
Probably.
Like, it's literally, it's literally like, oh, we have the same song in our head. This is clearly supernatural.
Yeah.
This is
anyway,
not a normal phenomenon.
And at this point, you know, Phantom's hearing him play this song that is so familiar to Phantom, and Phantom's just like, oh shit, I think that's my kid.
Oh shit, he my kid.
And then, you know, they go into Beauty Underneath, where...
Which is a very well staged.
Oh god, that was so cool.
It's super cool. Like they basically the central conceit like of the stage is that there's like a turntable in the middle of it. So it's great because it's spinning, and that means that they can like be walking all the time.
Yeah.
Like walking and running all the time because it's spinning.
Yeah, and all of these people are passing by them and these cool things. Then there's the mirror piers. And
and there's like
fires.
a giant like these monoliths that have like sideshow freaks in them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you keep your sideshow freaks in weird boxes?
He's
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, and then throughout this whole song, she's like, do you want to see everything weird and creepy and dark? Yes, yes, yes. And then he takes his mask off. Gustav screams and runs away.
So to summarize, it is a song about a father who is also a creepy circus owner debating about whether he should reveal himself to a young boy.
Yep. He does, and it doesn't go well.
He does, and the kid's like, ah, and runs away because it turns out that random creepers that also have weird monster faces are not something that little boys are super cool with.
Yeah. So he runs away. Christine finds him and finds Gustav and is like, oh, it's okay, I'm here, it's me, don't be frightened. Sends Gustav with Meg to go
Elsewhere.
back to the hotel.
Yeah, back to the hotel.
While she confronts Phantom, and Phantom's like, tell me he's mine, I know he is. And she's just like, yes, fine, you left me with a kid, fuck off.
And the question I have is, how does she know?
Well, it was presumably like several weeks before her wedding with Raoul, and she probably didn't sleep with him and already knew she was pregnant by the time they were married.
Maybe.
That's what makes sense
that's
to
like,
me.
whoa, lady. Why? Whoa.
Well,
Whoa.
she was gonna run away with the Phantom, and then he
And that
left
didn't
her.
work because
And so she went back to Raoul.
Yeah, which. All right, I seem to remember reading somewhere that in the original like book, it was she went like that was her bachelorette party, like she did it the night before she got married,
Yeah.
which is like, all right, extra. How do you know it's not Raoul's?
Yeah. Just because he's so musically inclined and
You know, it's not like his mother and grandfather were
famous musicians.
Yep, it must be the weird chud that lived under the theater that she just banged one day. That was where he got all the music from.
Yeah. So anyway, and then Act 1 end.
Yep.
And then Rise Up Act 2. You get Raoul drunk in a bar singing Why Does She Love Me?
Yeah, which
is a really good song.
it is, but it's also a question that like it's a weird dynamic that this play has with Raoul, because Raoul in the first musical is like fine, he's milquetoast, and in this one he's also kind of fine and milquetoast, but also an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. And it's just really weird, mm-hmm. and it feels very like on the nose of like, this show is shipping Phantom and Christine. Here's a song about why Raoul is bad.
Yeah. And then you get Why Does She Love Me, which redeems him.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is him basically going like, oh yeah, I suck. This is awful. I'm fucking the worst. Why does she love me?
Yeah. And
Leading
then,
us to wonder, why does she love him?
And then Phantom appears from under the bar, literally.
Yeah, like, it's a pretty cool piece of sleight of hand. Like, because even I saw... There's
a bartender behind the bar the entire time, just kind of bending and doing bartender stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual. And then at one point, he, bends down, and then Phantom comes up. Raoul does not realize that this is now not the bartender until he's just like, I'm not afraid of him. I'll kill him if I see him. And then, really, not afraid of me, you say. And then they sing Devil Take the Hindmost.
Which, quick sidebar, where did the bartender go?
Under the bar.
No, not the actor. Where did the bartender go?
Under the bar.
Why?
Because he told him to. Look, mate, just stay down. Just trust me. When we stop singing, you can come out.
It's like, all right, strange masked malevolence that has appeared from beneath the bar.
Yeah, well, he's Mr. Y. Like, this is presumably a bar on his property.
Really? I didn't get that at all. Like, I thought...
Because Meg's there,
went
too.
to a random bar. Okay. Yeah, I guess. But also... Yeah, okay, fine.
Anyway, yeah. It was a thing, and it was cool. And then they sang Devil Take the Hindmost, which is a really cool song.
Super homoerotic, but also very cool.
Yeah, there's yeah.
But it is literally like, hey, I bet you that your wife won't sing, and you're betting your wife.
Yeah.
Against,
Yeah, if you can make your wife not sing, you walk away, I'll pay all your debts. If she sings, she's mine, you have to leave alone.
Yeah, which is, like, not cool for either of them.
Yeah.
The fuck? She's a person.
Yeah. Anyway, so that happens. Smash cut to Christine's dressing room.
Yep.
Where Raoul is sitting there, and she's putting on her jewelry, and...
Or Gustav's sitting there.
Gustav. Who did I say?
Raoul.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he shows up like 5 seconds later.
Yeah. And, you know, in the gold waistcoat, like, that was a touch they didn't have in London. The gold waistcoat was the one they had Hadley wearing in the 25th.
Ah, gotcha.
Probably not the same one, but, like, you know. Anyway, he looks like the young boy from the opera box, and she's wearing a white dressing gown akin to the one... I keep almost punching a microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're very Phantom classic.
Yeah. And he says, if you love me, we'll leave right now.
He doesn't explain why they need to leave right now.
Yeah.
He does bring up the very good point. You have to know something's wrong, right? You aren't so brain dead that you can't see that something really bad is happening.
And then she says, I need a few moments, and he leaves.
And then the Phantom just sort of
appears through
a curtain, which... Does that mean that he has just a fucking secret passage to all of the women's dressing rooms?
Probably.
All right, sweet.
So anyway, he sings, you need to do this. She says, leave me the fuck alone, decides to do it. Wears this gorgeous peacock dress.
It's very cool.
I love that dress.
It's a very nice dress.
Like, I remember saying during the applause after Love Never Dies, which is her big song.
Yeah.
That she sings, and, you know, Phantom and Roller watching from the wings.
Yeah, and that's kind of
and I, like, just said under my breath, I want that dress. And the lady sitting next to me just like, I want that dress.
Yeah.
And like, it's got sparkles, and it's...
And I didn't realize, like, until halfway through when she, like, turns around that there's, like, peacock feathers on the back of the dress.
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
Yeah.
And then, like, she stands there for, like, slightly too long so that you're like, are you going to sing? Are you going to not sing? Mm-hmm. And, you know, Raoul and the Phantom are standing there, like, watching her going, what's going to happen?
Yep.
What's going to happen?
And then she sings.
And then she sings. And so the Phantom is supposed to be a musical genius, yeah?
Uh-huh.
All right. You know, we're going to do an episode on Rent eventually. But you know in Rent how the song that fucking What's-His-Face sings to get What's-Her-Name to stop being dead?
Oh, Your Eyes, yeah.
Yeah, and how it's awful?
Yeah, and One Song Glory was better.
Yeah. So this is that.
Yeah.
So the Phantom, this musical genius, this is the only play that the only song that he wrote in universe, and it is so, the lyrics are so boring. They're so boring. The lyrics are so bad. They're just like, love never dies, love never blows up, love is a great thing in my cup.
Bread is God is bread, the bread of God is bread.
Yeah.
Thank you, John Mulaney.
Thank you, John Mulaney. It's like, the music is good, the music is fine, and she sings the shit out of it. Yeah. Like, there's crazy high notes and, like, belting,
like, everyone in this show
mad.
is classically and opera trained. Like, looking at their bios, but everyone has done opera.
This got a legitimate, like, minute and a half ovation from the audience. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not sure if that's, like, supposed to happen, but it did, and it was well earned, because she sings the fucking shit out of it.
I've only ever seen that happen one other time, and it was... Weirdly, it was Something Rotten.
Huh.
Which I saw back when it was touring at the Fifth, and Adam Pascal was playing Shakespeare. Speaking of Rent, he was the original Roger. Anyway, there's a song called "It's a Musical," where it's pastiche, tongue-in-cheek musical references throughout the song, and you know, entire tap dancing, chorus line, all of that. And then this was first preview I saw. It got like a 3-minute, and people actually stood.
I was thinking of standing because she just nailed it. So
yeah,
good.
Rachel Ann Moore.
Yeah, remember the name.
She nailed it.
Yeah, but
And she's a local girl. I found out.
yeah,
at
it
the
turns out
stage
she's
door.
from Seattle Pride. Anyway, point is the song is meh at best. The performance is amazing,
Yeah.
and Raoul, like, weirdly enough, does what is in context the quote unquote honorable thing and honors his end of the deal. Like, clearly she
leaves
loves
her a letter and leaves.
Yeah, clearly she loves the Phantom more than she loves him. Gag. And then he's like, "All right, you made your choice clearly," and he just bows out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why is the Phantom supposed to be the romantic hero in this fucking play?
Don't look at me.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking at you.
Ooh.
Ooh. But then anyway, so she finishes her song and finds the letter, and then
just like, oh shit,
and then
Gustav.
makes out with the Phantom, then finds the letter, and then goes, "Wait a minute, didn't I have a kid or something?"
Yeah. And so then, she at first they're just like, oh, Raoul took him, and then, they're about to run off. One of Squelch comes in. He's one of the 3 circus people.
Yeah, which
I was just like, I saw Raoul leave, didn't have anyone with him. Then it's like, oh, Madame Giry. They drag Madame Giry on stage. She's just like,
how dare you manhandle me in this fashion?
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And says, I haven't done anything with the kid. And then the third...
And they're like, there's only one other character in this play.
and it turns out Meg Giry had smashed her dressing room mirror and then run off with Gustav.
Went total single white female, like,
Yeah.
like bunny boiler bullshit of like, I'm stealing this child. And then what's great is the Phantom says, I know exactly where she went. And then there's like a bunch of scenes of everyone running around going, where is she? Where is she? Including him.
Yeah. Like they all run across the stage at different times and up this ramp. And it's just like, Meg, Gustav!
I actually did like snicker when Madame Giry like comes running across the foreground going, Meg!
Yeah.
It was just so out of place.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they eventually find them as she's about to chuck Gustav off a pier because he can't swim.
Yeah. And she's like, just go to sleep. All of it will be washed away. And I'm like, there's absolutely no indication of this part of her character at all before this exact moment.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no foreshadowing for this.
Mm-hmm.
That she would be capable of all this.
Yeah. And then
there's nothing. There's not even like a scene where like Madame Giry kind of offhandedly mentions, oh, did you know Meg used to torture puppies?
So anyway, she finally gives Gustav back to the group and then pulls a gun and is about to shoot herself.
Yeah.
And the Phantom's just like,
And
I promise
Phantom-
I'll pay more attention to you. Just give me the gun.
And then immediately compares her to Christine.
He says, we can't all be Christine.
Which is like, whoa, dude. Come on.
And then like he starts wrestling with Meg, and Meg's just like, of course, Christine, and shoots Christine.
Yeah. Because, oh gosh. Stupid. Fucking savant genius indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he supposed to be like a good fighter too? Like in the play, isn't he like an assassin?
Maybe. I don't know. I
Not
know
in the play,
Raoul...
in the book. He's supposed to be like an assassin.
Yeah, he's...
So he couldn't like get the drop on her, just knock the gun out of her hand, like anything. Like I know that like in the context of the dramatic things.
Anyway.
But it doesn't make sense.
Long story short, Meg and Madame Giry run off. Christine dies in the Phantom's arms with Raoul, or not Raoul, Gustav at her skirts. Raoul comes on with Madame Giry.
But Raoul's like, oh no, my wife. And then he doesn't have any lines about anything.
But Phantom then, offers her body to him.
It's like, here.
And so he like slides in and starts cuddling her dead body.
Behold!
While Phantom has a crisis on the end of the pier.
The sloppiest of seconds.
And then Gustav
No, we skipped my favorite part. Something that also made me snicker during the play. Because the Phantom, Bronson Norris Murphy, very good job. Excellent singer, and very good charisma. But there's no way that you can sell shouting, no, over your beloved's body without it being hilarious.
I do have to agree.
I was like, it was a good, quiet moment, and the Phantom's such a fucking drama queen that he can't just have a fucking moment. Maybe he would have more friends, which he already has multiple friends that he neglects.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd have more friends or like interest for the ladies or something if everything he did wasn't the most sinister, macabre, dramatic bullshit.
He is also just the most extra.
Yeah. He's incredibly
Like,
handsome.
if you... Okay, for those of you who've seen the 25th anniversary, if you think Ramin's Phantom is the most extra,
Oh, no.
go see Bronson Norris Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean this lovingly.
Like, here's the thing. He's great, but his body language suggests nothing so much as that his mask is made of something really heavy. Because
Yeah,
he's, like, constantly sort of, like...
Well, he's...
Like, leaning.
He's opera physicality. Like,
Yeah.
that is one thing. Like, if you and I ever go see an opera at Seattle Opera,
That's fair.
I guarantee you all the tenors are going to look like that.
True, but when he's the only one doing it, it legitimately makes it look like he's, like, touched in the head and losing his balance.
I mean, he's,
Maybe his exposed inner ear or whatever he has
Yeah.
going on is the problem, but, like, he legit just seems like he's dizzy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway, and then, Gustav embraces the Phantom on the end of the pier.
And there's, like, the
And show.
only sort of staged version of an iris out or an iris in that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Where, like, the lights
The
just
lights just narrow in till it's just Phantom and Gustav and then out.
Yeah. And
Not
then...
that anyone can see my hand gestures. But.
Yeah, we can intuit them. But, yeah, so... Oh, man.
So that was a thing.
That was a thing. And, like I say, all the actors, really good job. But why does this exist?
Because people would not stop sending Andrew Lloyd Webber fan mail saying she should have gone for the Phantom. Like, literally, look at the Wikipedia for this.
Here's the thing. Maybe it's just the petty asshole in me, but I would have written a sequel where the Phantom is unambiguously the villain. And you explain why.
I mean, I would have too, but...
Not, like, cave to their demands for... Once again, let's list off the fucking crimes of the Phantom. First of all, murder. Multiple murders.
Multiple murders, kidnapping.
Abduction, extortion.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sorry.
It's implied, like, sexual malfeasance.
Depends on how old you're pretending Christine is.
Yeah, no, none of that matters if she's asleep, bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't, if you know what I mean. Like, it does matter, like, because if you're doing bad sleepy time things to a 17-year-old versus a 19-year-old, it's different, but it's still fucking bad.
That's true.
Apparent, like, probably, like, some sort of business fraud, considering.
Probably.
Why him? Is it because he's mysterious?
It's because people don't know what's good for them.
I guess. Including, apparently,
Like,
Christine.
well,
Like,
that's one thing. The one thing I noticed is, like, I've had this conversation with a lot of people about, I support Christine's decision to go with Raoul because while he may be a bit of an asshole, he
or
does
even
love
just a
her.
bit of a non-entity.
And he will protect her. He will do all the things he promised to do in their big song.
Yeah.
And Phantom, like, he's gonna murder you in under 2 months. Like,
Can you imagine what a fucking relationship with the Phantom of the Opera would be like? If you don't... imagine you don't replace the milk. And he wants milk. He will write, like, a 3-paragraph essay about how wrong you are, followed by, like, sulking in his cave for a while.
yeah.
If you imagine washing his, like, black cloaks and they all kind of shrink. He will not take that in stride. He will do something horrible as revenge.
Yeah.
Like,
But anyway, and the one thing is, like, all of the people I've talked to who would go for Raoul are the ones that I know who are in generally healthy relationships, and the ones who think she should have gone for Phantom are the ones who've ended up in abusive or less than stellar relationships. And it's, like, I don't have any, like, science or research behind this aside from just people I've talked to.
It's a correlation, not necessarily a causation, but a correlation.
Yeah. And it's, like, I don't care how sexy he is.
However sexy that may be.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you've seen a picture of Ramin Karimloo lately, I mean,
yeah.
hot damn. But,
Dude's jacked like a fucking brick shit house.
okay.
What? He's muscular.
He is, but I've never heard that particular description before.
Fair enough.
Anyway, like, yes, he can be very attractive. But, I mean, have you seen Hadley Fraser?
And not even just attractive in that way. He can be, like, mysterious and, like, have the body language and whatever. But the problem with all that is that he's still a murderer.
Yeah.
Like, It's the same as that one lady that wanted to marry fucking Charles Manson in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Remember her?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't do that. Like, it's one thing to, like, engage in a relationship with someone that is, you know, mutually destructive, and another thing to engage in a relationship where clearly it's all take and no give.
Mm-hmm. Which would have been Phantom.
Yeah. Like, granted, he's probably financially secure because...
He steals.
Yeah, he steals. He steals. Like, literally in the fucking Phantom of the Opera, he lives under the opera and fucking demands a salary from the people who own the opera in exchange for not just randomly killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. And then when he doesn't get paid, he randomly kills someone.
Yep.
That's mob boss behavior. He's literally running a protection racket.
You're not wrong.
I think the idea might be that because he's, like, ugly on the outside, he must be beautiful on the inside, but that's not true. He's ugly
No.
on the inside, too.
Like, Christine literally says it at the end of Phantom. She's just like, you know, your haunted face holds no horror for me now. It's in your soul the true distortion lies.
Yeah. And yet, everyone in this play seems to assume that A, Christine abandoned the Phantom, and B, she did it because he was ugly.
Which is not true.
No, neither of those things are true. He said, go and be happy, but apparently fucking backsies 10 years after the fact.
Yeah.
And then she left because, you know, murder! Tried to kill her boyfriend!
Twice!
Twice! Yeah.
So, anyway, that is
That's fucking
Love Never Dies.
Love Never Dies. Okay, one other thing. At the beginning of the play, fucking Christine and Raoul's relationships on the rocks, meaning their love has died.
Yep.
And yeah, it's deeply upsetting how crowded it was there.
Yeah. Well, it's Mother's Day.
And, you know, what is better on Mother's Day than buying your mother a ticket to a play wherein there is a relationship that is held together solely by having a child, like, clearly sort of loveless and due to obligation, shared obligation to a young person.
Most people don't know that. Most people are just, oh, it's a sequel to Phantom.
You know, that one about the murderer doing murder.
Yeah.
I guess I was saying I have problems with it.
Yeah, I do too. We only got these tickets because a friend was selling them, and I was just like, sure, I'll go hate watch this show.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If it's your jam, okay. But you can't tell me that any of the relationships in this play are even approaching healthy. Like, except maybe the relationship that Gustav has with his mom.
Yeah, like that's the one healthy relationship.
That's the one healthy
in the show.
relationship, and she dies.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be raised
By
like
two dads.
two dads who hate each other. One of whom is a murderer, and the other one is an alcoholic. That kid's fucked.
Yeah.
And then he's going to die in World War I. It's 1907. He's 10 years old. He's going to die in World War I.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, he's going to die with a lung full of mustard gas, and the entire play will come to nothing, and the Phantom will just, you know, sit there writing angsty poetry about it.
Yep. Alrighty, I think we've beat this show enough.
I don't know that we have. I don't know if we can. Like, it's... I don't... Okay, here's the thing. We discussed Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia felt lazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
This one isn't lazy. This one has effort put into it. And it's still the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And that's worse somehow. Mamma Mia can be lazy. Whatever, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but, you know, it's there. This is like someone thought this was a good idea. Someone thought that these decisions were the right decisions. And that isn't good. That isn't kind of okay with me. And it's someone who is like a renowned writer.
Who currently has something like 3 shows running on Broadway?
Yeah. It's like... This can't be rewarded. We can't reward this, or else this is what people are going to think relationships are. That's the problem. like there's never. I don't hate Twilight, but the problem I have with Twilight is that it is an unabashedly positive depiction of a very abusive relationship. And it's the same here. It's very positive about Christine Phantom, and that's not okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's rate this.
Let's rate this fucker. Okay. I'll go first. So for book and music,
Can we? Okay, let's subdivide that this time. I'm good.
Okay.
With that.
So book, like 3 out of 10. Like I nobody asked for this. Music, 8 out of 10. Like songs are good, except Beneath the Moonless Sky. But the song itself was good. I just wish it wasn't 10 fucking minutes long.
Ugh, yeah.
And all of the vocal performances were 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, stellar.
Technically, the show was designed for a bigger theater than the Paramount. The scrims kept catching when they were coming in and out, and as we saw when we went to the stage door, there was a mask piece that was supposed to be mounted on top of the stage that never even made it in.
Yeah. They get a car into the lobby. You'd think they could get a mask piece in there.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to go on like the top of the proscenium.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You could see the mobile lights behind it. But anyway, technicality, like, if we had been in a slightly larger theater, it'd be 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for this one.
Okay.
Because they made do. And then there was one point during Christine's death where I could tell her skirt had gotten twisted around her legs when they were trying to move her.
Yeah, it's like,
and
gotta
like,
help this.
Because there's a point when Gustav runs off, she stands up having been shot to try and go after him, and she got her skirt twisted. So when she fell, she like actually fell. And there's a point where he literally has to just grab her legs and pull her so she doesn't fall off the pier.
I was so fucking worried that they were gonna fall off the end.
Yeah.
Because like the Phantom is on his knees, like bending over backwards.
Yeah.
And Gustav like puts all of his weight on the Phantom's like upper chest area, and I was like, they're gonna fucking fall off that thing.
Yeah. So 10 out of 10 for technicality, and just overall how it made me feel. I had a good time. I suspension of disbelief was doable. Call it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, aside from the issues we've discussed.
Yeah. I'm tempted to give the book just a fucking goose egg.
Okay.
One out of 10. There were some funny lines. Not even funny. There were some okay lines. Book is 1. Music is gonna be. I would say 8, but fucking Beneath the Moonless Sky takes off 1.5, so like 6.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, yeah, I thought it was really impressive, and there were a few spots where I kind of saw the seams, but 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 there. How it made me feel. Fuck me.
There was a point I had to elbow you to stop laughing.
Yeah, well, it was because it was during a climactic death scene.
Yeah,
it was during the climactic death scene, and the no made me go.
And I was trying not to laugh as well, but I was just like, not the time.
Not right now. People like this.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. 3 maybe. Because I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this kind of thing showing up in media, and especially in musicals. Like, it's weirdly prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing if you want to portray a villain as being complex and human. It's one thing if you want to portray a hero as being flawed and maybe an asshole. But it's another thing if you take someone who
should be a villain.
Is unambiguously the villain of the story. Like, in the book, he's just the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a human bad guy, but he's just the bad guy. And transforming him. There are 2 terms, not of art, they're from TV tropes, which are Draco in leather pants and Ron the Death Eater.
Okay.
Draco in leather pants is when you take a character who is like the bad guy and make him cool and sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron the Death Eater is when you take a heroic character and just arbitrarily give him flaws until he's not sympathetic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So Ron the Death Eater in this play is fucking Raoul. Because Raoul in the original is like kind of a hot-headed, brash young hero type. And that's what he is. It's a little bit flat, but you can flesh that out without basically taking away all of his redeeming characteristics and saying, yeah, that's it. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, character development.
Yeah.
And the Draco is obviously the Phantom.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, don't go see it.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
if
this
you-
was the last day it's here anyway. If it comes to your city and you want to give it a go, I'm not going to tell you not to,
I
but
will.
we've warned you.
Yeah. Go, okay.
Go see a local production.
Go
of
see a
something.
local production. Don't give money to like a big corporation or anything like that. Like don't give money to any sort of like organization that keeps proliferating this kind of thing. If it's like a local production, fine. I'm okay with that. It's yeah. And I feel bad because I don't want to take money away from the theater, but this specific show, it's the most corporate of corporate theater possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Andrew Lloyd Webber. It is a sequel. How many musicals get a fucking sequel? 2. We got fucking Phantom and Mamma Mia.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, nah, fuck it.
Alrighty, well,
Yeah, it's been Let's Put on a Show with
I'm Sabra.
and I'm Rob.
Let's go break some legs.
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking
seriously, go
yeah.
break this leg.
break all the legs. Break everyone's legs. And hey, maybe you will eventually be seen as a sex symbol as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Put on a Show is a production of Blood and Thunder Publications, all rights reserved. Our music is Ragamama by Purple Planet Music. And I just wanted to get out ahead of something here. I'm not advocating for a small child to be killed in World War I. I'm just pointing out that that's likely what would happen. Actually, I think Gustav is one of the more salvageable characters in the play, so honestly, it's kind of sad. I mean, it is sad. World War I was a tragedy. Why am I talking about World War I? Anyway, have a nice day, everyone. Don't see this, probably.